So I applied with a 710. I got invited for an interview. I interviewed with Ross. Yeah, I interviewed with Ross. The interview went really well. I thought like, because I had a mutual connection with the interviewer. We spoke about like a lot of things, and I thought like interview was definitely very good. I was again very shocked to hear that they put me on waitlist when the final Ross results were. And this was round 2, and I wrote back to the admissions director, whom I was in touch with throughout the process. I told them that, listen, I'm little shocked that because I really thought that I'd be able to make it to Ross, etc., etc. So then that's when he reiterated that, listen, I told you that 710 Indian applicant, I think there are people with much higher scores. And, he said that the Indian applicants, they literally expect like 740, 750. When I got a 710, I was attending a coaching institute, and that's where I had like a lot of resources from there. And I never thought that resources was a challenge for me. I always thought that I need to practice me. And English is my weak area. Like if you see all my previous scores, all my math scores are Q50. It's only the English which is, So my math is very good, and I knew I had to focus on English. And my problem was that the third time when I was giving the exam, I thought that I have all the resources in English. I just need to get better. I just need to keep practicing. Kept doing the OG. I think I did the OG twice over. Like literally. And to the point that I like memorized, okay, iska to answer ye hai. And I think the problem that I was, the challenge that I faced, and I think what I didn't realize, what I got to know after the exam was that I was not focusing too much on the technique to get at the right answer. And it was more of just somehow getting at the right answer. And I think that's a challenge which I faced, which I think led me to a 670, which again was lower than first was 710, 650. Okay, I didn't even consider as a valid attempt. And then 670. And that's when it really shook me after I got a 670, and I was completely destroyed. Before my 670 attempt, I thought I'm definitely beating my 710. Now it's a question of whether I get a 720, 730 or a 740, 750. And when I saw the score 670, I thought, okay, at the grassroots level, there is a problem. Like, because this time I had practiced so much, I had done the OG so many times, I have done each and every mock, etc., etc. And I think that something is not working here. It's after I got a 670, I really started thinking that, okay, I am going to give it one last time and I'm going to put my 100% into it. So which is when I just went for the EG-MAT. And again, at that point also, I was not sure whether it will be value adding or not. Because I was like, I already know these things. I just have to like practice it more. But the moment I started doing EG-MAT sentence correction, I'm just going to use SC as everyone is familiar with. I think I was blown away by the breadth and depth of the course that is designed. I mean, I thought it did a fantastic job at covering each and every topic that could be potentially asked in the exam. And how I realized that this is true is when I was solving answers after, doing any particular, let's say, a course set, I would do certain problems from OG on that topic. And what I found out was that now I was not only identifying 1, but 2 to 3 errors in wrong sentence.
This is after you having already attempted OG 2 times.
Yes, this is after having attempted OG twice. So that's when I think, and it helped me in 2 ways. First, I was looking at SC in a very objective way, as opposed to earlier on where I thought it was becoming very hunch based. Where, and if I'm like left with 2 or 3 option choices, I'm like going with my gut feeling. Okay, this feels right. Whereas now I think it made the whole process much more objective, that I could eliminate answers with 100% surety. Okay, no, I know I've learned it in the course and this can definitely not be the right answer. I would like my accuracy in SC became 90-95%.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was helping me a lot. And I think the second thing which people don't realize and how it helped me with was I was spending much less time doing SC questions. And how that was helping was that it was giving me more time with CR and RC, which again, I thought out of the 3 years, CR and RC were my weaker areas. So having even like a minute more per RC passage, I thought like that was also creating a lot of difference. So I think in a nutshell, just the kind of topics that I got exposed to in the SC course, which I wasn't exposed to earlier on. There were a lot of things which I used to do on a fly, but EGMAT literally, I mean, I thought they taught me each and everything, and some of the things which not only in EGMAT, but I thought in my general communication at work and all, I think have been very useful for me. So I think my main focus on EGMAT was SC, but I also benefited a lot from CR. And I think with CR, one of the things about EGMAT that really changed my approach towards CR was that how it taught me to break down a particular argument into different constituents. And I think that's something which was really missing from my earlier on prep. I used to like directly jump into the types of questions and, okay, this question, this is how you're supposed to approach. But that basic understanding of what an argument is, what are the facts in it, what is the conclusion in it, and I think that breakup that when I learned and actually practiced, so I think that's something that really, so that's one definitely that I think EGMAT really helped me. And the other thing was just the framework of attacking each and every kind of question in CR was also something which I thought was very useful. Again, because I think in my earlier prep, although I was aware of the frameworks, but I think because of time constraints, I was just trying to like, whichever CR question I would get, I would try to answer them on a fly, as opposed to actually think of, okay, this is that kind of a question, which means I should approach it in this particular way. So I think because of EGMAT's framework on, you know, if it's this type of question, this is what the answer should look like and this is how you should approach it. I think that's something that really changed the CR game for me. A lot of practice, even Scholarium. And I think Scholarium, again, as is very intuitive, is that how it helped me was just to find out my weak areas, even within topics, like within sentence correction. Am I making mistakes in modifier types of question, etc. So I think that's something that Scholarium really helped me.